So my profession is eyes and ears. I like to use eyes and ears. I like to create content for eyes and ears. And I started out as a musician, made my way into doing video work and film. And you know, that has led me to where I am now at the Butte College Media Center. Having been a teacher prior, you know, I taught prior to that and got this job, which I'm super thankful for. I love it so much. Some of the other motivations that I've had to get me into what I'm doing, which who knows what that is. Being exposed to movies as a kid, you know, like watching movies over and over, I feel like I can call myself a true cinephile in that even like the shitty movies, I still love them. You're right? Because like a bunch of people put a bunch of time into it and they release something. And maybe I don't care for the content that much, but like I respect that, you know, I respect that. And so, yeah, you won't ever really hear me say I hate a movie. After high school, I took a year off, just kind of sort myself out, figure out what I want to do. Went to Colorado State University after high school, and went through a bunch of different kind of trajectories for majors. Like I started doing like pre-med, and then I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to have vacations. And those guys, the doctors don't get those. Really, you're on call. Then I did computer science and finally landed on psychology, which to me was like the whole realm was great. And so I studied psychology with an emphasis on sensation and perception, pretty much eyes and ears. That's what, you know, learning how to use them and learning how to, you know, learn how they work. Really interesting. So day-to-day things that I do, the things that I'm responsible for here in the department I'm in now is media for distance learning. Started as a media department, and then when COVID hit, the needs changed tremendously because now we've got distance learning. So they kind of reformed this department, and ever since you know, the COVID thing is lifted, we've maintained that name for this because it works really well. We create content for instructors. We're here, we're students first. The whole, like, Butte College is, like, that's the number one, the mantra is students first. So everything we do for the students. So, you know, and that comes through every time I make a video for, I don't care who it is, that they're the ones, the students are first for me. Balancing work with film club, with my personal fun stuff, with my relationship, it's a lot of spinning plates, you know, and I keep breaking plates all the time, you know, like you know, I'm up there spinning and they just, like, I'm like, all right, another plate now, okay, here we go. This job is a lot of hours. I'm up early, I'm here by 6, I usually leave 5:30, you know, here by 6 by choice, you know, and film club takes up the, you know, the half day off I get on Fridays, and, you know, sometimes chunks of the weekend, weeknights. So it takes a lot. I have to, you know, balance that with my wife. She has a later schedule and I have an earlier schedule, so it's tough to see her sometimes. I think the biggest, the person who had the greatest impact on me in terms of like being an educator was a professor I had in Colorado State University. Wayne Viney was his name. He wrote textbooks. He was like well respected, received all kinds of awards from, like, you know, the top level psychology conferences and you know, groups like that. He was amazing. I don't know what I still can't figure out. He's like a magician, how he taught. But like everyone loved him. Everyone was like, his classes were always packed and he always remembered names, and it was just so cool. So that was like, when I saw him, I was like, man, I think I want to do that. Like, I'd like to be that good at what that guy does, you know, that thing I do. So when I started doing this work, the thing that really got me going was I was doing music, and I decided I wanted to make music for commercial purposes, commercial use. That'd be fun. I know how to do this, and then I could make money. And I wrote a piece of music for New Belgium brewery. They had a beer called Skinny Dip. On spec, I just sent it to them, and they wrote back, I had a contract and, you know, a nice big check. And they used that for a year for Skinny Dip. It was like their entire presence. They built the whole thing, you know, with and around that. So then I was hooked. I'm like, oh yeah, if I can do stuff I love and make money. Pff. Our field is moving so quickly, and it's tough to sometimes to keep up with it. You know, so an example I can give is the AI thing that's been going on for so many years now. I started working with AI in 2017. Is that right? No, it was before that. That was 2016. Anyway, so I started doing work with AI in 2016, where I was doing still images and style transfer stuff that I then parlayed into, you know, making still frames for each frame of a video, and kind of interlacing real elements, real human elements, with, you know, maybe kind of alien crazy escapes. So we have you know, it required a lot of rotoscoping and a lot of by hand tedious work, and one frame could take me 20 minutes. If I were to give any advice to folks who are getting started, save money, put money aside, be prepared to not eat great meals all the time. Eat though, and just really be honest with yourself. Do you want to do it or do you not want to do it? And if the answer is you want to do it, then go do it. And meet the people, learn your craft. As a kind of quick aside, learn things like adjacent skills. So you know, if you want to do videography, well, learning how to do After Effects is a very valuable adjacent skill, you know, discipline that will give you an edge over some people who are just hyper-focused on one thing. You can be hyper-focused, but kind of nudge yourself in a few other ways too, because then you just, you know, it's like puffing up your feathers a bit, you know, I'm not just this little bird, I can fly a bit more than others, you know.